I know we've done some lesser games here, but I want to go to a big game right now because the 11-1 Kansas City Chiefs, who have won 7 in a row, are going to Miami to take on the 8-4 Dolphins, who have won 2 in a row. And Mark, this is a big game for the Dolphins. What?
You say they've won 2 in a row, like that's the biggest achievement that they've had this year.
Listen, baby steps for the Dolphins. All right, listen, this is the big game for the Dolphins. All right, because a lot of hype is around them. They're one of those up and coming teams that everybody's kind of talking about because they're trendy and they're different. They haven't been good for a while. Now they're going to go up against the biggest, baddest dog in the yard for the Chiefs. So it's a measuring stick game for the Dolphins. It's kind of a respect game. You face against the biggest, baddest one in the yard. Let's see how good you really are, Miami. And for Miami, I saw what they did last week with that special teams touchdown that got called back for a flag. I would encourage them to do a bunch of that this week. Whatever you have cooked up in your lab for experiment plays on defense and offense and special teams, whatever you got going, bring it and throw it directly at the Chiefs, because that's what you're going to need to bring. You got to throw basically not just the kitchen sink. You got to throw the entire household at the Chiefs in order to have a shot. That's just how good they are. Specifically, the run defense just has not been good this late in the season. We saw Melvin Gordon rush for 130 on him on Sunday Night Football. I know the Dolphins' backfield has been in tatters this entire season. Myles Gaskin came back this past week, and I'm not expecting the Dolphins to suddenly rush for like 250. That's not what I'm trying to allege. But I think that's a blueprint for how they could potentially win this game, is that you control time of possession. You get these long run-based drives going, and, maybe not ask Tua to, have to sling it 50 times to, do a shootout and just keep Patrick Mahomes on the sideline kind of thing. I think that could be a recipe for success for the Miami Dolphins. Now, to the Chiefs, we've talked, a bunch about the Chiefs. We know how great their offense is. I actually read something a bit earlier. It was an article that was written a year ago by this website called The Scarecrow, and it's called The Curse of 15-1, because the Chiefs are pretty much going to be favored for every game the rest of the season. They have a serious chance to go 15-1. And it talked about how ever since the NFL moved to this current schedule that they're under, there have only been 6 teams in the history of the NFL to go 15-1. The last 4 of which, the 98 Vikings, the 2004 Steelers, the 2011 Packers, and the 2015 Panthers. If you notice a trend of those 4 teams, it's that none of them won the Super Bowl that season. In fact, out of those 4, the 2015 Panthers were the only ones to make it to the Super Bowl. So,
hey, let's not bring up who they beat in the NFC Championship game.
Hey, listen, I wasn't going to go that far. Okay, I wasn't going to do that to you like that, all right? After you dunked on me with Chaz Green this entire show. I'm going to do you like that, all right? So, listen, what I'm saying is that there's kind of been, a little kind of superstition, if you believe in curses, around 15-1. And it is a huge achievement. Like I said, only 6 teams have ever done it in the history of the league. So maybe if you're the Chiefs, maybe don't go 15-1. Go 14-2. There's nothing wrong with 14-2. 14-2 is still freaking great. I'm just saying something to keep in mind if the Chiefs falter in like the AFC Championship game after going 15-1. Something to keep in mind. I'm taking the Chiefs to win this one. Like I said, they're going to be favored in every game for the rest of the time. But this is a respect game for the Dolphins. Show us what you got. Show us how good you really are, Brian Flores and Tua. Show us what you got.
I would wonder if the sample size is big enough for the 15-1 to really hold it up as a statistical figure, scientific figure almost, the way that you're describing it there.
Bro,
but yeah, I like what you're saying about Miami getting exotic with its plays, and I might mention that again in a second with our next game. That, yeah, I'm going to go with Kansas City as well, because I just think that they're shackled to a Tagovailoa's performance in Miami still. I think that, yeah, he had his highest yardage there in the weekend, but like I don't know why I'm going so far back on that. I really think Ryan Fitzpatrick gives them the better chance to win, but it was just when he got benched that day to the fight that Ryan Fitzpatrick showed, and he's just, his experience, it's just something that I haven't been able to shake since, like, I suppose it was the Cardinals game really what did it for me, that I didn't think that the Dolphins with Tua there should have beaten the Cardinals, but they did. But it was all about the defense and stuff, and it's just that defense is phenomenal. But then if you're riding with that defense, well, yeah, the Chiefs' offense is far superior because, they're just like a generational thing almost. that I'm sticking with Kansas City, hoping, of course, that it's going to be a fun game. And
Yeah.
like you said, you can still actually get into the playoffs with a 14-2 or even a 13-3 record.
I'm just saying, if you're one for curses, I'm not saying that they're gonna obviously I'm not saying that they're gonna lose because they go 15-1. I'm not trying to say that at all. I'm just saying it's something that's out there, something that could be looked into more if that's what happens. But I'm taking the Chiefs, Mark's taking the Chiefs, and at Mugs NFL, he is also taking the Chiefs for a clean sweep on this one. So that's the big game between the Dolphins and the Chiefs.